Hello and welcome to class ninth English Behive book poem first The Road Not Taken. First of all, let us discuss the title The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. The entire poem has a hidden meaning. Actually, the road represents our life. Hidden meaning means the poem is like a symbol for anything. Here in this poem, the poet is trying to explain or trying to say that the way or the path what we choose in our present uh, will be our future destination or future decision. Okay, because in future when we'll achieve our destination and at the moment we'll think that the way what we have left, what the decisions what we have left, if we have moved on that decisions or the way or the path or the road, if we have moved on that road, then what we have achieved then. Okay, so here from this poem The Road Not Taken, the poet is talking about then what we if he had taken that road which he has not taken, then what destination, what aim, what goal he must have achieved, where must he should be at that movement after choosing that road which he has not which he has left at the past time. The poet is correlating the road is like our life in which there is a one point where we have to choose one out of them and what effect that decision will do in your future life. Okay, so because what the decision we make for the road today, we move on and on further, we get more choices. Okay, we move on the same road on the particular road, move on and on for some time, and after that the similar road, the particular road only will diverge in another two ways or the path or the roads. Okay, so again we have to do the different choices. Same in our life also, students. We used to live our life through. Okay, and day after day we move on, and one point is there where we have to choose something, one or from two we have to choose one. Okay, so we do the same thing, we choose the one and we move on that path only, and again on the same particular path we again get two choices from which we have to do one choice, and again we move on. Like this only our life moves on. So so if we make mistake in taking any decision for the choices, then you can't go back and again choose the other way, because first of all, time have passed which can't be fulfilled, and what decision we had made on that point will decide your future, and in your future you will get further choices, so you have to choose that. You will not be having time to go back and fulfill your losses. Okay, so this is the thing that the poet wants to tell us. He wants to say that the choice we make has an impact on our future life, and if we make a wrong choice, then we have to regret it. We have to regret it and cannot go back on it. So we must be wise and make our choices wisely after thinking a lot, because we can't change our time according to us. Let us talk about our poet. Robert Lee Frost was born on 26 March 1874 and died on 29 January 1963. Was an American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in America. Okay, he is highly regarded for his realistic depictions of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech. His work frequently employed settings from rural life in New England in the early 20th century, using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. One of the most popular and critically respected American poets of the 20th century, Frost was honored frequently during his lifetime, receiving four uh, Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. He became one of the America's rare poetic public literary figures, almost an artistic institution. He was awarded as Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetical works. As you get to know students, he is a realistic poem, and actually he was a realistic poem. You'll get to know from this poem that how he used to symbolize your life through anything. Okay, in this poem, The Road Not Taken, the road symbolizes our life. The poet says that the path that we have not, that we don't choose in our life is the road not taken, which is your title. Okay, so here poet is talking about that path which he has left in his past. Okay, he describes his feelings about that choice that he had left in the past. The path which we have chosen decides our future, our destination. The important message that the poet wants to give is that the choice that we make has an impact on our future, and if we make a wrong choice, we regret it but can't go back on it. So we must be wise while making our choices. This is the whole soul summary of the poem, students. That what the message a poet wants to give through this poem, that we should do a wise decisions after thinking a lot, which will be better for us. We should here you can see in the picture that a girl or any person is standing on a point of time, you can say, or a point of place where from where you have to think that where you have to go, because and this is a human behavior that we think to choose a simplest thing that we can achieve. But this is the fact that the less trodden roads are very popular roads, very hard, our thinking is that this is difficult, we will not able to do. But what is the fact, when you will choose that thing, you will achieve a glorious aim, a fabulous aim, you can say a dream aim you can achieve from that. Okay, because it is less traveled, it is the difficult paths are just not like it and the difficult paths are not taken by everyone. Just choosable person used to take such type of paths. Okay, so here poet is a type of adventurous person who chosen the less traveled road. You'll get to know about all the things from this poem. Let's start the poem. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here, diverged means separated and took a different direction. Okay, when you are going one road and it is having a fork. Fork means diversion. Um, Fork means road took different directions in a different way, or it took different ways. Then poet says sorry he can't travel both, as he is a one person, he can only travel on one road, he has to choose one out of the two roads. Okay, so poet is saying two roads diverged in a yellow wood means a forest with decomposing leaves. Decomposing leaves means the leaves which are going to be spoiled, or which are going to be died, or you can say uh, spoiled, or mix in the soil, which are wearing out. and they have to turn yellow in color. Means when the leaves fall from the tree, it is in green color, and after falling it become yellow, and when anyone moves on it, it become black. Okay, so here he just want to say the leaves which are wearing out and they have turned yellow in color. Now what does this line represent? The yellow wood. Yellow wood represents the world which is full of people. Here in this line, the road not the two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Means the two roads the poet is talking about are diverging in two yellow woods. Okay, means two paths in yellow wood. Here, Yellowwood represents a world which is full of people, where people have been living in many years. Means people are living there for many years, and so the world is also full of withering people. Withering people means people are also immortal. They are not mortal, they are also having a definite end, like the leaves of the trees. Okay, so people are also weathering. So these yellow leaves represents the people who are older than the poet. Okay, poet wants to say that he is in such a place where there are older things, older people, according to him also, and he is just comparatively new. Means the poet is new, he is a young man. So according to him, the people who are already there, or who have trodden that leaves, or who has passed away from these paths, are much experienced than the poet. He is now a young man only. And then he tells us that he is in a dilemma. Means in the next line, and be one traveler, he is the only traveler there in that path. Long I stood, means he is from a period of time. Means a long time he is standing there, stood, and looked down one as far as I could. He is looking there because he is in dilemma. Dilemma means confusion. He was walking on a road, and now he has reached a place where there are two paths, two ways, and he can't walk on both. He has to choose one out of them. He says, and being a one, he says that being a one traveler, or as being a one person, he can't travel on both the roads or both the paths. So he stood for a long period of time and looked down one as far as he could. Now why was he doing so? Why was he was looking very keenly to the paths? Have you thought about? In order to know what I think, he is standing there and thinking for head, because in because of because to know how good the path is it suitable for him or not, he will be able to move forward or not. Okay, that is why he is thinking his future, what will happen. He is just forecasting. To where it bent the undergrowth. So, in the last line, students, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here, undergrowth means the dense forest, means the road, the particular road where he was standing, and the road diverged in the yellow wood. And then, when he is standing there and looking for head, what he sees that it just bent in the undergrowth, means dense forest. Okay, so from there he is not able to see what is there in the future. Okay, so at somehow you can forecast your future, not the whole. Hence he is just forecasting while standing over there, till where the poet can see through the path. He was watching that whether it is suitable for him or not. Means that path which he'll choose in future is suitable for him, which path he should take. Now come to the second stanza. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there, and had warned them really about the same. Here, fear in the first line, as just as fear. Fear means as good as the other one. In the next line, dame. Dame here means better option. Grassy. Grassy here means unused. Here it means unused. Wanted wear means had not been used earlier, means it is wanted where it is not used by many people. Okay, now in this para, students, poet is telling about the decision he says, decision what he has make. Okay, he says that he took the other path, so he has two options. From that he looked one of it for a long period of time. From a particular road he has from the particular road where he was standing, he looked on both the ways or both the path, and what he has decided that he take the one of the path which was less traveled, because he felt that this path is also equally good as the other. Means according to him both the paths were equally good, but he chose the path which is a little bit grassy. Perhaps having perhaps the better claims. Poet think that may this way is better for him, and then he say why did he say this path is good for him. Means he took the other just as fair. In the first line says that poet is saying that he took that part which is fair, means better one from the other path, and having perhaps the better claim. In this part, claim here means which is having better option, which is less traveled. He chosen that one. How the poet get to know that this path is less traveled? I will get to know from the next line. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. As students, poet is a adventurous person, so he chooses the path which was less traveled, and this is known by the poet because grassy means if anyone travels or anyone moves on any path, then the grass is trodden and it becomes black. Okay, so the grass was green and it was just wanted wear, it was less traveled, though as far that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Okay, so after passing he get to know, means when he was standing on that particular point of place, at that time he thought that this road is less traveled because it is grassy, but after moving for some time, after moving ahead, he got to know no, it is uh, similar like that road only. Because students, as you all know, for achieving anything there are hurdles in our life, there are challenges. Similar, whether the path is easy, whether the path is difficult, you have to face the challenges and hurdles on both the path. Okay, so no path is simpler. What matters is what hard work you do to achieve your goal. Okay, so the from this we also get to know that the poet is a adventurous one who chooses the path which was less traveled. Now in both the paragraphs, students, if we understand the symbolic thing, that in the first paragraph the poet is saying that there is a point in our life when we have to do a very serious decision that which path we should try and choose, and so that we achieve our goal. Everyone have a dilemma in our life that what we should do for our future, what aim we should select to achieve a perfect life. Okay, so the first para describes that, and we are in confusion for our decisions, and we used to think about it. We all are not like the last line, to where it bent in the undergrowth, means we are all are not knowing that whether this path will take you to the take you to your destination or not, but then also you choose that path, because you can't able to forecast. You can forecast for a short period of time, not for the whole. Okay, and in the next paragraph, and the poet is explaining that when you choose the path, you should not regret after it, because that path also having next two diverged road. Okay, and again you have to do the same decision, or you will have the same dilemma, and each road after traveling you will get to know that it is having challenges and hurdles, because no work is like that in which you have to not you don't have to do hard work. Okay, so in our life, if we have to achieve something, we have to do hard work for and we should have to accept the challenges so that we can achieve our destination. So in this poem, the poet get to know that though as far that the passing there and that the passing there had warned them really about the same. After passing, he got to know that both the paths are similar. He has to mm, go through the challenges and hurdles on both the path, because as the path was looking grassy, means good, but it doesn't like that in that he don't have to go through the challenges. He has to face the challenges to achieve something. So in the third paragraph, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. So in this paragraph, students, the poet is thinking on the same particular place, that on that morning both the roads were looking same, because leaves have fallen down. They have not trodden by anyone. Trodden means nobody has moved or walked on it. Okay, so in leaves no step had trodden black, means nobody have moved on that morning from both the path. Okay, so both the paths were looking equally. Oh, I kept the first for the another day. So, as he was the only traveler or only person, so he can't choose both the roads. He can't move on both the roads. So, he chose the only road, and he left the other road for the another day. Okay, so yet he was knowing, yet the poet is knowing that he can't this road, which road he has chosen on the same time, will lead to the another road. He is knowing the fact of the life. Okay, that in future he'll get another road which is diverging in further two. Okay, but then also he has left the road for the another day, that if he'll get time, if a situation is like will be like that, so he will again choose the another road, after knowing this that he will not be able to, because life proceed, not uh, de- deteriorate. Okay, so he is having a doubt. I doubted if I should ever come back, means he's having a doubt. He is not clear that he will able to come or not. Okay, so this is what the third para explains, that if we choose something in our life, we move on, and on that moving part, or in that moving path, we get the another hurdles, we get the another challenges which we have to accept, and we from which we have to move on. Okay, destination, after achieving our destination, as you all know students, human beings are the greedy ones, because as much they get, as much they greed for. Okay, so uh, a poet is having a doubt that he will not able to come back again and choose the another road what he has left for the another day. Okay, then he moved and proceed for the for his destination on the other part, which is grassy, which is good. But in future he get the challenges and hurdle, because he is saying that when he had won that road, it was really about the same. Then in the last paragraph, students, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the differences. So, in this part, uh, in the last three paragraphs, what we had read was the past of the poet, at the past which he has lived and taken the decision and moved on the decision. And in the last paragraph, student, this is the point of time where which is the movement when poet is thinking about the decision which was left, means the road which he has not taken. Okay, about that road he is thinking about in this poem. So what he is thinking, I shall be telling this with a sigh, means a sigh here means deep breath. Okay, so with a deep breath he is saying that somewhere ages and ages, means in the past and past, he hence means in past and past. Now hence means here future. Okay, once he has thought about the future, the two roads in a wood, means two roads in diverging in the yellow wood, and I at that movement when two roads were diverging in the woods, yellow woods, at that point of time he has done a decision, and I took the one less traveled. The poet is saying that he has taken that road which was less traveled, which was grassy, which was not traveled by many people. He has chosen that road because it was looking simpler, but it was not like that. It was also having challenges and hurdles, but then also he has traveled that road, and which has made all the differences in his life. The last line which says that poet has achieved what he wants to achieve and become popular in his life. As you all know, Robert Frost is a very popular poet, and that has made all the differences. You can think like this also, students. We all want to be a doctor, we all want to be engineer. No one is there whose aim is like that he wants to become a poet. Okay, so Robert Frost has taken the different decision and chosen that path which was less traveled and become very famous. Okay, because uh, uh, competition was less, you can say competition was less, because it was less travel, and he has achieved the success on that. So we can't say competition was less, because it is a God gifted thing that you achieve that thing which is less travel, and you should have that guts to achieve that thing which is not really done by everyone. Okay, so this is the thing. This is all about the poem, and this is the last of the poem. I will again, before ending up the poem, I would like to give the answer that why this poetry is given in your ninth class. Okay, this is what I think, students. This is your ninth class. You have to make a firm decision in ninth class that how you are going to study in this class, because in this class only what the percentage, what the things you'll study, okay, what the percentage you'll get will be your future, because by this ninth and 10th syllabus is almost same. If you read it, if you'll study from today, you will make your handwriting perfect today. From today only you will memorize your concepts nicely. From today only you'll be in habit to learn and write. Okay, so in 10th class you will not feel like a hurdle or like a frustration while studying, because you are in habitual position. And after 12th, when you'll get your percentage, you will be having three diverged roads. not two, you will have three diverged roads. How three? I'll explain you: science, commerce, and arts. And from that, you have to choose one which will decide your future. Okay. I hope you have understood why this poetry is given to your class. Now, let's talk about the poetic devices given in this paragraph. First of all, symbolism. Symbolism is a poetic device. Figure of speech. Symbolism. Symbolism are the words or the statements which are used in the poems to symbolize anything. So here in this poem, in the first line, you can see students, or in the last paragraph, third line, last third line, two roads. Two roads symbolizes our life, as I have explained you. So two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Here symbolism is used. Two roads. Another poetic device is used, anaphora. Anaphora are the repetition of the words, okay, for emphasizement, for emphasizing the thing. So anaphora is used here. In the first paragraph, you can see and, in the second line, third line, fourth line, and. So this is anaphora, repetition of the words. Now let's talk about the rhyming scheme. First, the two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So first line, last word, wood. Third line, last word, stood. Second line, last word, both. Last line, last word, growth. Would, stood, could. This is A. Both and growth are similar in sound, so this is B. So the rhyming scheme is A, B, A, A, B. In the second paragraph, students, same you can see the rhyme scheme. Fair, where, there. A, okay. Claim and same. So the rhyme scheme will be for this paragraph A, B, A, B. Okay. And in the third paragraph, you can see lay, day, way. Black and back. So lay A, black B, day A, way A, and black B. Okay. So A, B, A, B. In the last paragraph, sigh, I, and by. Same sound. Hence and difference. Same sound. Okay. So A, B, A, B. So this is the rhyme scheme. Another figure of speech used in this poem, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the consonant sounds. So here you can see in the starting of the letters it is used for creating rhyme scheme. So second paragraph, third line, wanted where. So ver sound is there, WW, so it is alliteration. In the next line also you can see though, that, the, there. The sound, TH sound is there, which is alliteration. Okay. In the last paragraph you can come. Here it is somehow used repetition. Repetition is also a figure of speech which is used to create rhyme schemes. You can see in our songs, Bollywood songs, lines are repeated through. So here two roads diverged in a wood. In the first paragraph, first line, you can see two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So repetition is used for emphasizing the statement. Means the whole base of the story is about these two roads which is diverging in the two woods. So we have learned how many figure of speeches? Symbolism, anaphora, alliteration, repetition. So students, note it down carefully because it is very important. It can be asked in your exams. I hope you have understood the poem. Summary is given. You can go through the summary. If any doubt is there, you can ask from the comment box, and do these question answers in your copies. Rest I hope you have understood. Thank you.